How to vibrato, part 1. There are 3 types of violin vibrato: wrist, arm and finger. However, today we're talking about wrist vibrato, and that's the most predominantly used by professionals. So that's what we're doing today, is wrist vibrato. Now it's much easier actually to do vibrato on a cello than it is on a violin, because the cello is fixed to the ground and it's not having to be supported or anything. Therefore, the first exercise we're going to do is actually trying vibrato in the cello position. So I'm going to swing slightly sideways here, and my hand needs to be nice and loose, like this. I'm putting it on the violin neck, lightly, not gripping, just cradling there on the neck of the violin, and then putting on the tips of my finger on the string, and we're going to rock back and to the center again, back and to the center, and the next finger back to the center, back to the center, back to the center. Now you can do this anytime. You can do it when you're sitting watching TV, anytime. It takes a long time to get the hang of vibrato, and there's many stages. You won't do everything on this video straight away. You'll have to practice in between and until you get to different levels. Now, so that's in the cello position. I'll just swing around, you see it the other way as well. Back and forward, back and forward. Remembering that you only start from the central position and then you roll back. You never go forwards. You always start from the central position and rock back. Central and rock back. Next step is to try it in a banjo position. So I'll swing the violin round like this, like I'm playing a banjo. And we're going to do the same thing again. Finger in the center of the finger on the fingerboard, back and forward, back and forward, rolling back to the center, and the first finger back and forward, and the third. And don't neglect the fourth as well, because you will sometimes have to vibrato on 4 fingers. And round here, same thing, back and forward, and so on. Now the next step is to put the violin under our chin. Now I want you to use this fleshy part of your hand here. This part is going to rest on the shoulder of the violin. So we're supporting the violin, we're holding the violin up with this fleshy part. So now what I want you to do, if you look at my fingers, I want you to just, like they're waving, back and forward. Fingers are just waving back and forward like that. Okay? So they're nice and loose. Now put your second finger on the fingerboard, and I want you to just slide it. Slide it up and down. Sliding. We're not rocking, we're sliding. Just getting the wrist, see how the wrist movement? Nice flexible wrist. Sliding about 2 or 3 centimeters, 2 centimeters or so. And the next finger. And the next finger. So sliding with all those fingers. And then the final step is to do what we did in the cello position. Put your second finger down to start with on the ball of the finger. It's the center of the finger. It's not the edge, it's the center. Your fingers should always be curved and at right angles to the fingerboard. So finger on here, roll back into the center. Back to the center. Back. Now normally I probably have all my fingers over like this, but I'm pulling them out of the way here just so that you can see what I'm doing. Back, forward, and the other one. Back, forward, and the third, and the fourth. And the same over here. You can just see it from the other angle how the thumb is. Back, forward, and so on. That's step 1. Thank you.